My dad abandoned us 12 years ago to start what he called his real family. And just yesterday, he showed up out of nowhere, demanding I sign my house over to his new son. He left when I was 16, Christmas Eve of all days. I still remember the suitcase by the door, my mom crying quietly in the kitchen, and him saying she just wasn't ambitious enough anymore, like we were some failed project he wanted to move on from. A few months later, he married a wealthy woman and started his new life. Soon after, he had his golden child, Leo. Meanwhile, back in the real world, my mom was working 3 jobs just to keep the lights on and food on the table. I watched her push through exhaustion every day, and I promised myself I'd make things better someday. So I worked. Hard. College during the day, night shifts after that. No shortcuts, no safety net. Eventually, that grind paid off. I built a software company from scratch. It grew faster than I ever expected. A few years later, I bought a beautiful 4-bedroom house and moved my mom in so she could finally retire and breathe a little. And my dad? Total silence. Over a decade. No birthday wishes, no graduation message. Not even a random, "How are you?" Nothing. Honestly, I stopped expecting anything until last week. He somehow got my number and called like we were lifelong buddies. "Hey kiddo, heard you were doing amazing!" Fake warmth, fake laughter. Then he got to the point. Leo was getting married, and apparently my dad had promised him a house as a wedding gift. The catch? His rich wife divorced him recently, took most of the money. Suddenly, he remembered he had another child. Then came the request. Actually, more like a demand. Since I had space and money, it was only fair I give my house to Leo. According to him, family helps family. I was honestly speechless for a second. Then I told him he was completely out of his mind and hung up. I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. 2 days later, his car rolled into my driveway. He showed up with Leo and Leo's fiancée, like they were arriving for a house tour. I opened the door, and he actually tried to walk right past me saying, "Let's check the place out." I stepped straight into the doorway and blocked him. His smile disappeared instantly. Then came the guilt trip. "Don't be selfish. You owe your brother. I brought you into this world." That line didn't hit the way he expected. I looked directly at Leo, who seemed annoyed I was slowing things down, and calmly said, "I don't have a brother, and I definitely don't have a father." That's when my mom stepped into the hallway. She saw him, went completely calm, pulled out her phone, and said, "You have 10 seconds before I call the police for trespassing." He started yelling, calling me ungrateful, saying I'd regret this. I didn't argue. I just shut the door, locked it, and that was that. Or so I thought. Later, he tried dragging me on Facebook, claimed I was a greedy millionaire refusing to help family, tried to paint himself as the victim. Big mistake, because I keep receipts. I replied with screenshots, him refusing to pay even $50 in child support years ago, right next to recent messages of him demanding my multi-million-dollar house. His story collapsed instantly. Relatives who barely spoke to me suddenly had opinions, and none of them were on his side. And the twist nobody saw coming? Leo's fiancée saw those posts. Realized my dad was broke and had been lying about the wedding house. She called off the engagement. Since then, complete silence again. No calls, no messages, no surprise visits. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that. My mom and I finally have peace in a home we built ourselves, and it's staying exactly that way.